Hi everyone, I'm Alan Wong, Public Information Officer for the Contra Costa County Employment and Human Services Department. Welcome to a forum of candidates running for one seat on the Contra Costa Community College District Governing Board for Ward 4. Ward 4 includes Alamo, Danville, San Ramon, the Doherty Valley area, unincorporated areas around Mount Diablo, and parts of Clayton and Brentwood. Today's forum is sponsored by the Contra Costa Elections Division, Contra Costa Television, the League of Women Voters of Diablo Valley, and the League of Women Voters of West Contra Costa. We're recording this discussion here in the studios of Contra Costa Television. The candidates are Abram Wilson and Andy Lee. We drew lots before the show to determine the speaking order, so we'll begin with Abram Wilson. Mr. Wilson, if you're elected, what will your priority be?
You know, I decided that talking to the children, more than anything, the students are more important. In talking to the students, counseling was really an important part of what the students needed. They needed academic advisors. They needed to have curricula that led them to a job after they graduated, working with the business community, making that connection so when you graduate, you actually have a job. We have remedial math now, making sure that that flow is there. And there's a new program that we're starting for vets and really concentrating on female vets at the community college. It's called Basic Boot Camp, Business Boot Camp for Vets. I'm a vet, so realizing that when they come out, a lot of vets go into small businesses, they need to know the basics so that they can survive. So it's a combination of everything. The funding, all of that is necessary to make the educational process sort of flow completely without any hiccups.
Andy, what would be your priority if you're elected?
My priority is to create a pathway for the students' success with reduced mental health, mental stress, and financial burden. So what I'm going to do is I want to outreach to the community, to educate the community, and promote community college. And also I would like to invite community college graduates back to the community and share their experience of success. And also I would like to partner with the school district and to provide more dual enrollment and to help the students make a smooth transition from the high school to the community college. Also, I'd like to partner with the four-year university and help the students make a very smooth transfer to the four-year college. And last but not least, I'd like to partner with the local business and to provide more professional training so that when students graduate, they have a well-paid job locally.
I understand the first year of community college is free in California now?
Yes.
Do you anticipate an influx of students, and if so, how do you plan on meeting that demand?
Actually, we do see the little increase of the students applying for that program. But actually, in the past, about 60% of the community college students, they have certain part of some part of financial aid to help them cover tuition. Actually, tuition is not the largest part. Currently, the tuition is $46 per credit. You count that even for a year is like $1,380. So, but the textbook is actually the 40% of the cost, which is the lion's share of their the college, and I mean the cost for those students. So we are also working on that to reduce that cost as well. And for those students, I do hope more students can know that one of the problems we learn is a lot of students don't know that program. We hope more students learn that program, get benefit from program, and help them finish their community college and get transferred to the four-year college.
Yeah, Abram, do you anticipate an influx of students, and if so, how would you meet that demand?
It's yes. When you look at now the cost of education, so many students now are looking to go into the community college, then transfer into the four-year university. But also you have vocational training and just basic certificates. We're constantly hearing from the Silicon Valley and other business communities, we can't find employees, that we have to retrain them. My goal is to go to those businesses and say, okay, what does it take? What are you looking for in an employee? Let's bring that education into the community college itself. The other thing is that making sure that whether you're a certificate program or an AA program, because we have a lot of our police, fire, nurses, and vocationals using that as an educational source to get in their profession. But the main thing is making sure the student can enter the college and complete it. A lot of it's that logjam right in that first year when you have to take the remedial math and English sometimes, making sure that they are prepared. Going into the high school and connecting the two so that they don't have those wasted credits. A lot of the students actually drop out after the first 2 years because they're stuck in there. We had a student, 3.5, could not pass a certain part of the math, and he actually dropped out.
Wow. So, Andy, how would you change the curriculum, the degrees, certificates, to meet the demand of our economy, which is changing more towards green energy and things like that?
What I'd like to do is I want to outreach to the business partner here. You know, here, the Bay Area, we are the high-tech center in the world. We need a lot of qualified workers, and those companies going around the globe to try to find qualified workers. And what I like to do is go to them, work with them, and instead of us, they pay a huge amount, like the fee for the HR firm to hire the qualified worker. I will ask them to donate certain money to the community college. We have certain courses offered at the community college, and then bring the students to take those courses, you know, so that the business can find more qualified students and or candidates for them. And the community college, we have more students. Also for the local people, they get trained, they may get a job through the employer who offer the class. Even they don't, you know, they got the skill, they can get a job somewhere else, so that we keep the job local here.
Abram, how do community colleges need to change to meet the economy's needs?
We need to communicate with each other, the same way that we did in the city of San Ramon. I had the opportunity when the Community College of San Ramon first started to work with the Community College in San Ramon, and saw that, and both of my parents were educators. My father taught math into community college, so I understand some of the problems, the good and the bad, but the way that we change it is to really talk to each other, find out what the need is. And the need is getting that student into the college, giving them the tools so when they graduate, they have job opportunities there, and not having them to be retrained. It's just basically common sense that I think that's missing there. And talking to the professors. Talking to the professors one-on-one. It's like we have mandates from the state. They didn't talk to the professors. And it's that disconnect there that we have to, whether it's the students, because we're there for the students, getting the professors, talking to the business community, understanding what their needs are. All the needs are getting the students into the school, getting them out of the school with productive jobs and careers.
Andy, how do community colleges need to change to meet the economy?
Now the economy is booming, and we need a lot of qualified candidates. But you know, community college in the past more focused on the student transferring to the four-year college. And I think we can, just like I said before, we can work with the business and learn the business need. And another thing is we need to think ahead, because when we train the people, we are not training the people needed in the past. We are training the student needed in the future. So we need to think ahead, know what's the future need of the economy, and have those courses offered to the community so that we can have the well-paid job locally, stay here instead of going like to the other place.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for the College Board. How would you be the right person to help restore trust and validity on the board?
I think, you know, I have been working with the community for years. I mean, the people trust me. This is why when I come out, a lot of people support me. And I have a great reputation in the community, and also I'm a good listener and a good team worker, team player. And I think by joining the board, I'll help to build the confidence of the team and build a great team. And I already attend every single board meeting since the beginning of this year. I built a great relationship with them. This is why all these board members like to work with me.
Mr. Wilson, how would you restore trust in the board?
For the last, I've lived in San Ramon on the community college needs the understanding of partnerships more than anything else. As former chair of the Contra Costa Mayor's Council, I'm a resident of San Ramon, a community college, Contra Costa County for 40 years. I've had a history of working together. The emergency preparedness or the communication system for the entire East Bay, I was the architect of that, working with Alameda and Contra Costa, bringing everyone together. So I'm not afraid, and I've proven that I can bring factors together to make a positive difference, not only in the community, but in the East Bay.
With the refund of first-time student fees, how will the budget be balanced, according to you?
That is something that I inquired about at the community college, making sure whether this is going to be sunset, where did they get the fund. As a former investment banker, they did not go into details, and that's one of the concerns that I have with California being really pushed to the edge as far as funding. Where's the funds going to come from in the future? Making sure there's adequate funds on this coming from the state level, so if this is going to continue, that it will continue. Because we're going to have an influx of students coming into the system, because now you can transfer into the 4-year. But it's not just transferring into the 4-year, it's making sure there's adequate professors there so that the students can actually have the tools they need to go for the next careers, whether it's nursing, whether it's police, fire, all of the above. And I have a proven record over the 40 years I've lived in Contra Costa County to prove that I can get things done, and I have a trust level that's there.
Andy, let me ask you that too. With the refund of first-time student fees, how will that budget be balanced?
Okay, for that, the first time free tuition, and the first, it's not a total refund, I want to clarify. It's partially for some students, they paid, they get refund. For some students, they don't pay for it, the community college will let it go. And regarding for the funding, and you do the math, the tuition is 30 credits is $1,380. Okay. But the money we got from the state is $5,291. So we still get a large share of the money from the state. So compared to that, we need more students. The more the better. The more we have more funding and can cancel that out, that amount. And another thing is at this moment, state does give some money to compensate for that free tuition. Also, like I said in the beginning, 60% of students already got that tuition free even before this program.
So you're saying community colleges will have some extra money to spend?
Yes.
What do you do with that money?
I just went through their budget meeting, and they do have some budget, like profit left for this year, and what they propose is to leave it there and prepare for the increase of the pension. You know, the pension goes up every year. It's actually a huge burden of the school, and it's, in the past 5 years, the employer share went up 50%. And you know, the community college is like a people business. 90% of the college budget goes to the employee's salary and the benefit. And so with the employer portion of the pension goes up, and then they'll take more of that 10%. So the school will not have much money to run. So this is why they leave the more money aside, so that we can pay the increased pension cost.
So do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
All right. Abram, what do you do with all that, with that extra money?
Well, I disagree. I don't think there's any extra money any place in the state. We're at a structural deficit in the states. We're robbing Peter to pay Paul. We have to understand and we get more students. We need more professors to teach the students. So that wipes out that little savings there. So again, understanding what the ramifications of this and working with Sacramento so there are adequate funds. And the pension is a major problem that we have to address, but that's going to be addressed in Sacramento and locally working together. But again, we don't have any excess funds at all in the system. And you will see this, that our professors in Contra Costa are one of the lowest paid. And speaking to them, we lose a lot of our professors going to other community colleges because of that. So we're going to have to make that balance there. Going to Sacramento and talking and saying what's most important. The most important thing is getting our students prepared so they can fill that void in the future, so they can have jobs. And we're going to see, as you said, the influx of students coming in because matriculating the 4-year. But we're also those students coming in that need that technical training so that they can get those jobs, whether it's in the oil industry, whether it's in Silicon Valley, or wherever it is. And that's not happening. And just getting a realistic idea of where's the money coming from, how do we allocate those funds, and making sure that our goal is to educate students.
Andy, are students being adequately trained in community colleges today?
What do you mean adequately trained? You mean for the transferring to the 4-year college?
For the jobs of tomorrow, for the jobs that are coming up?
I think the community college does a great job at this moment, and they send, especially for the Contra Costa Community College, I'm not sure, you know, this Diablo Valley Community College, we're the #1 sending the student to UC Berkeley and the UC Davis. And so we are doing a great job here, but the LMC Los Medanos does need some improvement. And for the success, I think at this moment, I mean, our biggest challenge is not the budget and the current budget, and we just gone through the budget meeting, and for the budget they propose is balanced, and also the faculty here in the Contra Costa Community College is the top 10 in the Bay Area. They are paid top 10, but our biggest challenge is the funding formula change. In the past, it's go by the enrollment, so they pay by the per student. But the Gardner, Jerry Brown's, we are going to change that. We're going to change 60% based on the enrollment, 20% based on the like supplement, and another 20% based on the success. So that change is still up in the air, is uncertain. That may cause a big challenge for us because that we may lose about the $10 million. You know, our total budget is $200 million, and 10% of that for the school, because 90% go to salary benefit, 10% is $20 million. Okay. So if they lower the $10 million, that's, you know, that's 50% of the like routine costs. So that's a lot of money. That's a great challenge for us.
Mr. Wilson, are our students being adequately trained for these jobs of tomorrow? No, they're not. Because we're unique in Contra Costa because we have a lot of students matriculating into the 4-year university, but it's the other, the vocational, those are that are not matriculating in. Those are the ones that we have to really put the emphasis on. And yes, there is a need for more adequate professors. And I don't see that there as we get more people coming in and utilizing the facility. So do you feel like there is a need for a plan for the future as well? Again, you have to plan, you have to expand. You have to understand that the status quo needs to be challenged because the funding is really not there. Is there a plan in place for our community colleges, or is there something in the works? I don't, you know, there's the plan, but whether that plan is adequate enough, that's what we need to sit down and talk to the staff. We need to talk to the administrators and those who put the bottom line and say education. You know, I can remember when California was #1 in education and funding. Now we're teetering on at the end, and we have to have a realistic one-on-one talk about where do we want and how do we want to fund, and do we have adequate funds. You have a balanced budget, but when you have a balanced budget, there are things that are not in that budget. That's why the budget is balanced. We have to have a realistic budget that encompasses what we
we need to do to educate our children and make sure the students and make sure that they're competitive, not in California, but worldwide, because that's who they're going to be competing against.
Mr. Lee, do you feel there's an adequate plan in place for the future expansion?
Yes, we have a new LMC center started in Brentwood, and we have a groundbreaking in April. And also the ceremony, they are going to have a new big library there. So we are going to expand, but the problem here is we do not have enough students, and our enrollment is declining. And at high time, we have like 71,000 students. Now we're down to about a little below 50,000. And so that's the biggest problem we are facing.
Mr. Wilson, what's the most important thing a new board member can bring to the board?
Continuity, understanding, working with everyone, making sure that everyone's on the same page. You know, a lot of times you have factions, one going here, one going there. Understanding that what is our goal? Our goal is to educate students and to make sure that once they graduate that they have careers, that they can support themselves. That's number one. When we look at San Ramon, you know, Mr. Lee mentioned that the student population is diminishing. No, I assure everyone, once everyone understands that they can matriculate and they can come and obtain those skills, the enrollment will go up. Right now, we're right in the middle, but I see it increasing. But we have to be prepared for that increase.
Thank you. And Mr. Lee, what do you think is the most important thing a new board member can bring to the board?
I think one of the important factors for the new board member need to be with focus or the center for the students, and with focus on the students, and also be a good team player. And you know, we lost a board member early this year, and now we have only 4 board members. And I see and heard some news. There's some something happened there. Is kind of the board member may not kind of work really well together. And like I said before, I'm a great team player, and I already kind of work with them, every one of them, work with them and talk with them constantly. And I attend every single board meeting since the beginning of the year, also even their retreat. And you know, I'm a good learner, quick learner. I think in the past, like 10 months, I learned a lot, and I think I'll be a great asset for this board.
Thank you very much, Andy. Well, thank you to our candidates for answering some of these important questions. We'll now begin with Andy Lee. Each candidate will now have 2 minutes to make a statement, a closing statement. Andy?
Okay, thank you, Adam. I'm a successful small business owner and experienced IT professional. I'm passionate about my community and have been happy to serve the community at various levels. At the state level or the local government, not state, at local government, I serve as the county commissioner, school district, the oversight committee member, and the Ceremony Economic Development Advisory Committee. And in the school, I was the PTA committee chair, and now the site council member. And in the community, I'm the board member for the ceremony leadership program and Rotarian, and also I'm a president of Papa Bay Area region. I'm a community leader and a concerned father of 2 young children. I'm running a grassroots campaign. I'm not affiliated with any political party. I'm honored to be endorsed by many elected officials and the community leaders from both parties. At the state level, I earned endorsement from State Superintendent Tom Tolakson, State Treasurer Chang Chiang, Controller Betty, Board of Equalization Fiona Ma. At the local level, I was endorsed by the majority of the members from Contra Costa Community College Board, Contra Costa County Board of Education, San Ramon Valley Unified School District, Antioch City Council, Danville Town Council, and the San Ramon City Council. And I have earned my endorsement through trust, honesty, and passion for the community, and a strong dedication to improving education. I'm graciously asking for your vote and support in November. To learn more about me and my campaign, please visit my website at www.electandylee.com. Thank you so much.
Abram Wilson.
Over the last 40 years as a member of Contra Costa County, I have served my community. I first elected mayor of the city of San Ramon. I have received numerous awards from local PTA, from the state music educators. I was the only legislator out of Sacramento to receive Legislator of the Year award for my commitment to education. I was a member of the Contra Costa Community College Foundation for years. I have worked with the community college in San Ramon. I'm a team leader. When things need to be done, I've been there. I understand the importance of education, not only in San Ramon, Contra Costa, but throughout the world. And that's what I plan to do. I plan to work with everyone on the state level, on the county level, and the local level to make sure that our students need and get what they need to make sure their career is successful. I would hope that on November that you would vote for Abram Wilson for Contra Costa Community College Board. Thank you.
And that concludes our forum of candidates running for the office of Contra Costa Community College District Governing Board for Ward 4. Once again, the candidates are Abram Wilson and Andy Lee. For more information on the candidates, visit the website votersedge.org. To view this broadcast online, go to cocovote.us. I'm Alan Wong, and don't forget to vote in the November 6th election. And remember, the deadline to register is October 22nd. Thanks for watching.